Hello, and welcome to Tuesday Tech Tips with Lawlor Therapy Support Services. Today, we are looking at Gmail. We are going to show you some Gmail things to make you a little bit cooler, a little bit more efficient, and definitely a little bit more knowledgeable in the world of Gmail. Gmail is fantastic, but sometimes it's just a little bit hard to understand where things are and what they are and what's up. So, we'll start off easy here. We're going to start off with these tabs. We have primary, social, promotions, updates, forums. You may or may not have looked into what these are, but actually they're actually described right here when you click on it if you have an empty inbox. These are for groups, discussions for mailing lists, and that sort of stuff. Updates, confirmations, receipts, statements, and other stuff that you might get from online purchases. Promotions, deals, offers, marketing. Crap, really, is what's going to go up in here. Social, that's your Facebook, your Twitter, whatever. All that stuff will somehow magically get filtered into here. And then primary is kind of everything else. So if you don't want to look at all these tabs, there's a little plus sign right here. That will allow us to get rid of some of them. And I'll just hit save. Bloom. Loading, loading, loading. There we go. So now we just have the two tabs. So what's going to happen then is the emails that would have been filtered into the promotions and updates and all that stuff is now going to just end up in your primary, and social will still catch all of your social type things. All right. So that's tabs. Next is labels. Labels are a great way of finding specific emails that you've labeled. Think of them like putting in a folder, except it's not quite as involved as putting them in a folder. So for example, let's look at this one here, next month's meeting. So let's just quickly read that. All right, next month's meeting, I have to do some stuff. Cool. All right, so I'm going to add this label here. So I'm going to hit label, and these are labels that have already been used or created, but I'm going to create a new one, and we're going to call this meeting, and click on that. There we go. And create. Cool. So now up here you can see currently this piece of mail is in my inbox. That's what that means. And it's also labeled as work meeting. So were I to hit archive, it would drop into the archive box and it would maintain this work meeting label. So back in the inbox, let's just say here I type work meeting, and you can see it says label work meeting. So I click on that and it's only going to show me emails with that label. All right, now you can imagine that with the hundreds of emails you get in a week, how that could quickly become something very useful to find related emails, because labels don't necessarily stick to one person. You could have 17 people that email you about work meetings, and you get the gist. Okay, so to make this go away, we'll just hit inbox. That's probably better. All right, cool. So that is labels. Now I want to talk to you about rules. Rules are also known as filters. Gmail calls them filters. Every other email program calls them rules. So what we'll do is we'll go over into settings. And what a rule is going to do is we're going to set it up so that when an email comes in, it's automatically handled in a certain way. So I went to the gear icon, I clicked on settings, and then once I was in settings, I clicked on filters and blocked addresses. So right here, the following filters are applied to all incoming mail. So when you get a new email address, if it meets these criteria that we're about to set, that will be automatically applied to your email. So let's create a new filter. These are anything you fill in here is what your filter will include, but I want to have it fairly wide open so it can catch more emails. So I'm going to have this. I'm going to use this one here. Has the words TTT, Tuesday Tech Tip. Me and my folks at work will use that abbreviation when speaking about videos like this that we're making now. I could get it from 2 or 3 or 4 different people, so that's why I don't want to put a specific email address here. 2, it's always going to be 2 me's. There's no really point in putting that in. TTT might not appear in the subject line. It might appear in the body. So that's why I'm just going to put it right here. So anywhere it appears in the email, it'll catch it. All right. So there's some other items here we could include for this particular workflow. I'm not going to. So then we're going to hit create filters with this search. All right. So when a message arrives that matches this search, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to skip the inbox and archive it? No, I don't want to mark it as read. I do want to hit a star because this is kind of some time sensitive stuff. So I'll get a fancy little star beside it and I'm going to apply a label. Click there and I have a Tuesday Tech Tip label. Boom. And do I want to delete it? No. Yeah, never send it to spam. That's probably a good idea. And cool. So I'll just hit create filter and then we'll go to my inbox, bloop, bloop, and I'm just going to send from off screen here. There it is. Okay, cool. So we have a star, if that's who it's from. Here is the label, Tuesday Tech Tip. And they want me to make a Tuesday tip about Google tricks. Hey, cool. We're already doing that. Awesome. Back to the inbox. So we can see how that rule automatically applied a star and a label. And obviously, we can make that do anything that you saw a moment ago in the setup screen for filters. So you can be very creative with that, including forwarding it to another email account or deleting it right away or whatever. You can really spend some time on filters and really customize your workflow. All right. Lastly, I want to show you tasks. All right. So tasks are sort of hidden in Gmail, but they are pretty cool. So I'm hitting the down arrow beside the word Gmail here, and you see tasks. Boom. All right. So my task list already has make a new video in here. So let's see in my email. I'm going to open up this meeting one here. All right. So next month I have to print my agenda. Okay, cool. So I'll go here and I go print. You guys know how task lists work, but just for quick demonstration purposes, it's due on, that's next month's meeting. We always meet the first Monday of the month. Boom. So print agenda. Oh, I need 15 of those. 15 copies. And cool. So there's there. Bring video projector. Okay, you can imagine I can type in bring video projector adapter. Cool, right? We'll fire over to Google Calendar if you happen to use that. And in Google Calendar, now that you have created tasks, you can click on that one and your task list shows up on the right hand side. Not only that, if you created a due date, it will show up at the top of that day as an item that's due. We also created one for the first week of February. Oops, slow down. There we go. We can see that these tasks integrate with the calendar and also with your email, which is kind of cool. The crummy part really is we can't go between calendar, tasks, and email super easy. We got to use this thing here, go back to Gmail, and then Gmail opens in another tab. But you get the idea. So there's tasks there too. That is some Gmail tips and tricks, tabs, labels, rules, and tasks. Hopefully you learned something and are a little bit more stealthy with your Gmail use. Anyway, this has been your technology trainer. If you have any other technology issues, please drop us a line and we'll see if we can make a video to help you out. Have a great day.